this is the Cat's Library. I'll be your librarian today. In this video, I am going to do week 1 of Smaugust. Engage Speed Paint. Okay, so I will be a bit honest about this. I sort of failed right out of the gate. I spent the first day drawing all of the sketches, like the preliminary sketching out the dragons, and I was gonna try to finish that on the 31st of last month, but I didn't get them all. I only got half of them, and then it took longer than intended. And then on the second day, I tried to finish the other video that I'd been working on because I forgot that it was almost August. Like, I still think it's March or something. So I tried to finish that, and then it was taking long, and I spent the whole day, I don't spend the whole day, I'm lazy. I only spent like a couple hours on that, which is more than I usually do. I usually draw like an hour a day, but like I just like kept going, and then I got really tired. So this was on day 3, and I think it turned out pretty good. This was very cartoony. I was trying to play with depth of field, so the dragon is farther away from us. There are more dragons that are going to be closer up. And so I wanted it to look detailed enough that it looked good, but cartoony and far away. Like there you can see that I changed the wings slightly because I didn't think that the pose was natural enough. I started with a couple sketch layers, and then I did the silhouette, and then I colored it in. You can tell from the way that I drew this that it looks sort of like a Wings of Fire dragon, and that was unintentional. So something that I also wanted to practice with was lighting and bounce light. And I worked really hard on the clouds for that one. That's something else I remember. Out of this video, this one didn't really turn out the best. I sort of rushed it. There's me trying to do the scales. I think if I spent more time on it, it would end up looking really good. And it does. It looks fine. It's just that there's some in here that I like better than that. Okay, this is day 2. AKA not really 2, but what are you gonna do about that? I wanted all of these to look slightly different from each other. This one had the best background out of all of them. The dragon itself also turned out pretty good this time around, but I put too much effort into the line art, and like I'm not sure if it's as textured as it could be. I need to work on texture, and I need to work on anatomy, but like as I've been drawing these really fast, then they've ended up a bit more cartoony, and I have not been using references because I've been trying to have fun. Which, why would you want to have fun? Like, when you're drawing dragons, like, well, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I just doing it, like, really seriously and, like, trying to pay attention to all of the anatomy and all of the, trying to make it look absolutely perfect? Okay, so you can see there that I'm trying to draw mountains. And then that's a better try. Yes, that's better. That's much better. Don't do the first thing. Do it like that. I got the Pixelate tool, and I'm trying to do the atmospheric thing where things in the background sort of fade out. And that's something I tried to do and then failed at. There's water in the foreground because I watched too much Bob Ross videos, and also I live in an area where there's mountains and water like that. But this was supposed to be ice mountains, and I don't know why I was feeling in the mood for ice. I think that it's because like the last video was like classic blue sky and a red dragon, so I wanted it to be the other way around where it's like a red sunset sky. but I don't know how to draw mountains that are red. Like, mountains are supposed to be blue. And I wanted a blue dragon, and blue dragons are ice dragons. I think that all of the cross-hatching really worked this time around. It does look too close. I don't know what's wrong with my backgrounds and why I don't like them. They look fine, but they don't look like there's any more mountain outside of the picture. You know? Like, I tried that with the little bit of ice that's sticking out in the very far foreground. Here I'm trying to do the technique where I copy the line art and then fill bucket it in. And this has been like a lifesaver. It's been making it so much easier to draw. Yes. And I put a lot of shading into it, and it barely looks like I shaded it all at the end. It's like one of those where I don't know how to do dramatic lighting, apparently. And it doesn't really have dramatic lighting. It's just like normal, like supposed to look sort of ice dragon-ish. This is like one of the ones I put spikes on. I really like the wings here now that I think about it. This is like one of my better wings. And also I put a little bit of the red because the red sky is bouncing off of it. And I tried to draw in the scales with the lighting and the shading layers. Now here I'm trying to get the values right because I made it a white dragon and then a white mountain behind it, and I wasn't sure if the dragon was standing out well enough. So I overthought everything. This is a very interesting color palette. I decided to put more green in because I made the eyes green and I made part of the outline green. Like, I'm not sure if I've done that yet. I made the sky a little bit more orange so that it stands out more from the mountains instead of just having... Yeah. I don't like this one. Technical day 3, but I didn't actually do it on day 3. I did day 1 on day 3. But this one, I decided to try to make a gold dragon, and then I also wanted to do a furry dragon. I was in the mood for both things, and it did not end up well. Well, it didn't end up well when it comes to the shading. That outline looks very adorable, except for the wings. Wings are slightly too realistic right there. Too realistic to what a bat wing actually is. But it's not too offensive. Okay, this is another one where I really tried with the background. If you saw my video that I put out about the Triceratops family and I drew the grass, I had fun with that and I decided to draw grass here. Something that I was thinking about at that point right there that you're seeing is that it looks like all of the grass is the same size and there's no depth of field. That might be my problem with the other one. It's like the depth of field, the things that are very far in the background is what I have trouble with. Everything looks like it's the same distance from each other. And so I tried to do it right there where I got the grass texture that I drew in, and then I blew it up, made it bigger than it was in the background, and I tried for there. I wanted to do line art this time. Probably should have kept it the way that it was, but a lot of my drawings have been a very juvenile, very cartoony, like actual, like something that you could animate, not really illustration work. So I was trying to go more loose and scratchy and crazy with the line art, and then this probably ruined it slightly. The tail looked fine before, and then I made it straighter, and I probably should have put more curve to it and like redrawn it, but I was lazy and I was going fast. Having trouble drawing the legs curled up under him at that angle. I did not look up references. I was not trying to do references. I was just trying to zone out and have fun. And you can see that trying to go crazy with the line art, I made the hair, especially on his back, too realistic, and then everything else is not. And I have this problem sometimes. So he looks a little bit more like a monster design, like from Where the Wild Things Are, sort of. Or maybe from Monsters, Inc.-ish, maybe. He's not anthropomorphic enough to be that, but you know that sort of design sensibility instead of like a technical, like, I don't know, I haven't seen dragons like him before. He's sort of weird looking, but I don't know. Like, I just kept trying there because, like, he was too monochrome. I kept trying to put other colors in there, and I think that that's what ruined him. Like, when he was just plain gold, then it was fine. Then I just, like, overdid a little bit. You could tell, like, changing the liner. And then it go and the bounce light. There's two bounce lights. There's one that's green for the grass, and then one that's blue for the sky. A lot of shading, just overly shading, overly tweaking the colors, slowly making him less and less gold, going more gold, playing with the lighting, see if that'll help. It won't. This was one of my favorite sketches that was in this batch to work from. And the dragon itself ended up looking very, very good. It's like I had a good, very dramatic okay, it's hard to explain, but it's very simple and detailed in all of the right ways, and I also had that emotion on the face. Like, I have that, like, joy. He looks like a very happy dragon. And that doesn't really happen with any of the others. Like, they just have stock expressions. Now, I got a little bit spiky with the tail, and part of that was because the wings are very spiky and the claws are very spiky. So I made the tail that weird curved shape. All of this is all on one color layer. Like, I did not shade him at all. But what was happening here is that I was watching episode 1 of Wednesday, like the day before season 2 of the show came out with my family. And so then I felt it in a black and white mood suddenly, just as soon as it went to the background. And then I was like, oh yeah, the dragon is really colorful. So I made the sky and I made the grass like slightly more colorful, but the dragon really stands out against that background. I don't know how to feel about this one. I was going like, okay, well, the dragon from the day before, the one that I was just talking about, is really good because it's like just simple, cartoony, and then it's simple, and so it works. And then the one I did before that was way too complicated and it doesn't work. So I'm going to intentionally try to be cartoony this time around. And here I forgot how to draw a feathered wing, and then I erased it and went like, nope, that never happened. I'm just going to go with the bat wings because that's what I sketched in. I want to have some of these have feather wings. And like some of the sketches actually look like they could more easily be colored feathered wings. Because I know how to draw folded feather wings, but I don't know how to draw folded bat wings as well, except for that one, like on day 2. He looks a little bit like a Pokemon. I've been watching Pokemon drawing channel videos sometimes. So it's like Pokemon sort of monster hunter collector game. I didn't know what to do with these wings. It's just a weird wing angle. Felt in the mood for green because the red. So then I felt green. I have a red eye there. And that is like some of my favorites with the gradients, and it's like the different colors of green. I really tried with the scales here. I was doing the draw the scales, and then I was going to repeat that scale texture later and then have something under it so that it's more embossed looking. I'm not sure how well the embossed looks, but the scales look really good. I spent a lot of focus trying to get them all about the right size. And then I put them into the background a little bit. Looks cartoony. And then I went onto the background later. Did it a little bit different. Felt red sky because sunsets. I have a thing. I just love sunsets. And then this water is like normal. And then I had grass, like in the very far foreground. And I'm not sure how well the grass turned out there, but I was happy with the dragon, and I was working on the dragon. And I was like, I'm not going to work on the background as much, and so then that grass looks a little bit odd. Looks much better when I put the lighting in there. And I really liked that end lighting. Okay, so the next video should be out in a few days. Hopefully I'll be back on the schedule and like actually be on the exact days that I say that they're going to be, instead of a little bit off, because I'm recording this on day 7 and I've only had 5 dragons there. So I'm a little bit behind. You'll see. So then I'll try to get the Smaugust videos out, and then I'll get that other video that I've been working on in between projects, and then get that one out. And that's 2 videos because it's another animation. So, okay, bye. See you in a week. Hopefully. All right, bye.